So why did it take 5 years for Mayweather and Manny to get done?
Exactly. It's the perfect example of why it's one that long overdue, way past its prime. And they did it because everyone thought Manny, being Manny, would be able to be, and Mayweather being who he is, everyone wanted to see him get beat. But he worked it perfectly. He waited till Manny got a little older. I never thought Manny would beat him 5 years before. When they were supposed to talking about the fight happened in 2009. I thought Manny ain't gonna beat him then. People said, "Oh my God," because he was knocking everybody out. I said, "Why? Why do you say that?" I said, "Because Mayweather's bigger, faster, stronger. That's a trifecta in boxing. He's bigger, faster, stronger. People don't realize how strong he is physically. He's a strong, strong kid. Manny's quick. He ain't quicker than Mayweather. Manny's strong. He ain't stronger than Mayweather. He's fast. He ain't faster than Mayweather. How's he gonna beat him? He ain't. The only thing is, it would have been a better fight." Because Manny would have been able to find his range. Because Manny couldn't find his distance. He was short on so many punches, and Floyd moved around. Maybe at that time Floyd might have been more ambitious and got a little, stood toe to toe with him more, or tried to make more of a fight of it back in 2009. But either way, the fight was long overdue, and it hurt boxing more than it helped it. The ticket prices they asked for killed it, and of course we know that the fight was stung to join out. So this is why that should be the perfect example, the perfect reason why you don't let this. They said, we got to let it marinate. No. This fight's marinated. It's been cooked. It's close to being overcooked. Make the fight now.
If this was in the 80s and even early 90s, would these fights have been done?
It would have been done. Because at that time, if you didn't, people they'd drop you the rankings, and the people would have dictated, or if not, then you get bumped out of ratings, and the promotion and the networks would tell you, make it now, or we won't put you back on. I'll put you back on.
The hypothetical, Mayweather calls himself the best ever.
Delusional, but that's okay.
I've been critical in the fact that I call him the best defensive boxer of all time and the smartest boxer of all time. But as a pure boxer, I don't put him.
See, that's okay. See, David, you'd have to be ready to fight, because the best defensive fighter time. What happened to Pete Whitaker? He ain't a better defensive fighter than Pernell Whitaker. So I don't agree with that. Say he's would you say smartest fighter?
The smartest.
Smarter than Ray Leonard. Smarter than Roberto Duran. Smarter than Joe Louis. Smarter.
Because he doesn't get hit. That's the thing.
Because he ain't fighting. Because they're fighting you. They're fighting. They're actually trying to fight you. Make a fight of it. He don't get hit. You always hear saying, "Oh, you gotta have a good defense." Defense is never ever in the history of boxing ever won a guy a title. It's offense. I want you. You gotta hit the other guy. That's offense. That ain't defense. So no matter how good a guy's defense is, you still better have a good offense. He's a special fighter. I never said he's not. He's the best of the 12-round era. The best of the 12-round era. Best of all time? No, not in this lifetime. I said top 30 maybe. Top 30. Because I can name. What do you think Kid Gavilan would have done with him? Kid Gavilan, Ray Robinson couldn't knock out. Went to war with him. What would you think Kid Gavilan would have done with Floyd?
Well, what about some of the guys? If you put hypotheticals, Mayweather versus, and I know we can never do it, but Sugar Ray Leonard, Thomas Hitman Hearns, Duran, and you brought up Benitez.
Benitez, those are the four. People think Hagler. Hagler was a middleweight. He wasn't the four welterweights at the top were Ray, Tommy, Roberto, and Benitez. I think Roberto beats him because he's just too mean. He would have found a way. Like Floyd likes to give you the side. Duran would have made him pee blood for a month if he'd turn aside like he does with that defense. And Roberto's just was smart, man. You see what he did in the first fight against Ray. I mean, that was Roberto. Roberto he would have figured him out, and he would have figured him out and beat Floyd. Tommy would have stretched him. Tommy, to me, I would have been an easy fight for Tommy. Guy staying on the outside. Tommy, forget about it. You have to come out on Tommy and close the distance. Floyd would never done. That would have been easiest. I think Benitez, I'm not saying beats him, but Benitez would have had him talking to himself. Think he was a better defensive fighter than Benitez? I don't think so. Benitez was one of the best defensive fighters of all time. So that would have been a chess match. To me, the closest fight would have been Ray Leonard, because Ray and him were so comparable, talent-wise, style-wise, skill-wise. They're very comparable. But he would never beat Ray. Why? Because Ray had a mean streak in him that this kid don't have. Ray wanted to close the show. Ray wanted to embarrass you. He wanted to annihilate you. He didn't want you to finish on your feet. This kid will slap you around for 2 rounds, but he ain't going to finish. He ain't going to close the show. Ray would have closed the show.
I know you guys are different weight classes, but how would have Boom Boom approached the fight?
Floyd was a lightweight at one time. He did fight lightweight. But, I would never say, but Floyd's a special fighter, there's no doubt. The only way you beat Floyd is close the distance. You got to pressure him. I'm a pressure fighter. Pressure negates a lot of things. Pressure negates speed. Pressure negates quickness. You got to be up. But Floyd was a special fighter. But I don't know. Defensive-wise, yeah. But I would have been going for that body. I wouldn't have been going for his head. As soon as I touched that body and got inside, maybe I'd try some headshots. But I'd have banged that body until later rounds and see how, I'd have tried to take the gas out of the tank first. Slow that car down a little bit before I, went to work on it. But that's what I would have done. You bang that body and just keep digging that left hook in the liver and kidneys and that's all. I mean, but he's a special fighter and he'd be a headache for anybody.